Now, we were asked by the university to really come in here and try and answer any questions or concerns anyone has that really uses Sterillium throughout the day, and also just a brief touch up on how to apply the product itself. Now, before you actually apply it, this is, let's say, your first case of the day when you're just walking in, you need to make sure your hands are removed of all soil or any visible dirt on them themselves. So meaning you could do your traditional brushing, if you will, and go directly into your case, or you can clean your hands with a nail pick, regular non-medicated water, dry them off completely, and then you're ready then to use the Sterillium itself. The total application time should be 90 seconds, and you should be able to do it in 3 simple steps. The way that many of your dispensers are set. As long as your hands are wet for the 90-second application window, you should be able to do it fairly quickly here. So, once you've determined that your hands are clean, you'll get your first dosage into your hands, where you can go and clean your nails and your cuticles, and then spread it around into your the rest of your hands, moving up the forearm, trying to stay below that invisible line. Let's say you washed all the way up to here, so you want to try and stay below it. Got it? Then you move on to your next one. Same story, you'll do your fingertips, trying to really get into the crevices. Again, trying to stay beneath that invisible line, if you will, where you washed and didn't. Now, if you have, some people might have a little bit of bigger forearms, anything like that. If you feel that you need to, go ahead for another dosage and apply it directly just onto the forearm itself. So once you've done this, that you've applied to the forearms and hands, you go back for your last dosage, and make sure again you pay particular attention this time, staying above the wrist line itself. Got it? Because you know, if you think about it, you've likely gone over that invisible line, again contaminating your hands. So you really want to pay particular attention to the last part of this procedure. And then at that point, you should be able to go into your operating procedure or wherever you're needed at that point of the day. Let's say you're going from one case to another. Instead of having to perform a manual wash at that point again, you should be able to just take off your gloves, perform your application process again, and go directly back into your case. No need to wash at that point again, because you shouldn't have any visible soil come in contact with any food, gone to the bathroom, or come in contact with any spore or C. diff room area, if you will. So that's it. Any questions at the moment?
Can you show me how to make it squirt out more than once?
So that will actually be the dispenser itself. We've been asked to switch all dispensers to 3, or at least mark them down. So if I don't get to it this week, facilities or whoever does handle that issue will be updating the dispensers at that point.
Okay.
Thank you, great question. Any other questions?
And we won't have any of the in gel, it'll all be
We're going to remove all of the hand sanitizing gel out of the OR room so that there's never any confusion between the surgical scrub and the hand sanitizer. So all of the hand sanitizer that's currently in the ORs will be removed, and it will be the surgical scrub only, so there won't ever be a confusion. We will still have the hand gel in the non-ORs, like in the hallways. You'll be able to get the hand sanitizer if you want, or in the restrooms or in the break rooms. That will still be the hand sanitizers. But in the operating rooms and by the surgical scrubs, it'll all just be surgical scrub.
And yeah.
What are you suggesting to those that are getting a contact dermatitis by using this?
Oh, there's still you're still able to do your traditional scrub and brush if that is an issue itself. Typically, we don't see any sort of dermatitis issues caused by the product itself. So we're happy to review what else you might be using, or try and see if there is something within the product itself to try and help you find an alternative to the product. So I'll be around the rest of the week along with Gary Kelly. He's actually from Boda itself, or Bodie, and he can also help anyone here troubleshoot any issues they might be having with the product itself, because Very often, the Sterillium is actually the answer to anyone that's having any sort of CHG issues with the other Avogard or other products out in the market. Good question.
And you're supposed to let it dry completely before you scrub it, correct? 'Cause
Correct.
people are scrubbing and sometimes and it's still.
Yeah, you want to rub until dry, and we always say that because 85% of the formula is alcohol, but the remaining 15% is actually different emollients and moisturizers. So the more you rub it in, the better it is for your skin, and the more you're actually fighting that more common drying effect from washing itself. Great question. All right, well, great crowd. I'll be around, like I said, the rest of the week. If you have any questions, feel free to pull me over, and I'm happy to discuss. Thank you.
Thank you.